I envy you, Captain. You'll always be free to do as you please. That all changes for me, once I'm a queen.
Dubrillion is getting along fine without you. Do what makes you happy.
Ruling a planet has its perks. I should at least give it a try. I've studied records about the Drayan dynasty. They started from humble beginnings, distinguished themselves as war heroes, officially anyway. In reality, they backstabbed their way to power just like every other ruler. Some were better at it than others.
If they'd been able to hold on to power, you'd already be queen.
It only takes one bad ruler to topple a dynasty, and my great-grandfather was good at burning bridges. Father had his failings, but he inspired loyalty. Whenever he defeated a rival gangster, he always freed the enemy slaves. He gave them a choice: join him or take their chances elsewhere. No recriminations for anyone who left. The rest became family.
I don't think Nock's definition of family is the same one in the dictionary.
He gave them regular meals, shelter, and a chance to make their own fortunes. There was this one little Twi'lek girl who joined us. Best thief I ever met. Got into all sorts of trouble together. We were like sisters, but when Father's organization collapsed, we got separated. I never found out what happened to her.
If you haven't heard from her by now, you're not going to.
She was always a survivor. I like to think she started over. Like me. You're really bringing out my chatty side today. That usually means I need to get some exercise. Let's find something more exciting to do than stand around. I'm reviewing the holovids of Dubrillion. Beautiful planet. Amazing oceans and forests. One of these days I'll have to see it in person.
Preferably you'll see it from the royal palace, while standing on the king's corpse.
Not like he doesn't have it coming. Father warned me to stay away from that planet before he went into hibernation. The spaceport has genetic scanners keyed to the Drayan bloodline. The king's doing everything in his power to keep me away. I'm not taking over without inside help. Until then, I have the holovids. If I'm going to take over Dubrillion, I can't keep looking for allies in the same old places. The scum of the galaxy isn't as useful when you're stealing a throne. I need a better class of accomplices.
You're gonna need a new wardrobe. You dress like Nar Shaddaa smells.
Oh, like I'd take fashion tips from you. Besides, I already have some promising new leads. There are some interesting rumors out of Dubrillion. Turns out the aristocracy is unhappy with the king. Some nobles are secretly rebelling.
Get those idiots to wipe each other out. They'll leave you a nice big power vacuum to fill.
I don't want to inherit an empty treasury, or a blood feud. Dubrillion is turning into another Alderaan. A new queen could prevent that, assuming she had the aristocracy's support. But that means taking this game to a new level. You up for that?
Don't expect me to be a politician. I solve most problems by shooting them.
There's a time and a place for everything. If someone tries to kill me, feel free to shoot them. I've put out feelers to some key Dubrillion nobles. When one of them bites, be ready to pounce. In the meantime, we have plenty of other business to keep us occupied. My search for allies in Dubrillion's aristocracy has been interesting. Got an offer from a lesser baron. What a piece of work. Guy must think I'm an idiot. Took 2 minutes to verify he's a spy for the king. He was baiting me into a trap.
Know what I like to do with traps? Turn them against whoever set them.
Just one more thing we have in common. I sent the spy a phony meeting request from Nar Shaddaa. He's sending friends to help me. They're in for a surprise. Couple of Hutts owe me a favor. They promised to record the whole thing. I'll send the king a copy. Never thought I'd say this, but you're my favorite partner in crime. You make beating the odds look easy, Captain.
The secret is always fighting people who are dumber than me.
That appears to be most of the galaxy. Never realized you were a genius. I've definitely learned a few dirty tricks from watching you work. Think I might have found a few of my own. We'll find out at our next death-defying showdown. I can't wait. You probably think I'm chasing Dubrillion's throne to get rich, don't you?
Your motives are your business. I don't judge.
All my father cared about was revenge. That isn't me. I've seen what bad leadership does to a place. Alderaan, Nar Shaddaa, even Coruscant. They all suffer because of who's in power. I'm not looking to plunder Debrillion. I want to make it better, run their society the right way.
I knew that mercenary attitude was a lie. You're a bleeding heart do-gooder. Admit it.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm talking about political survival. Every successful leader has the same strength. They're perceived as generous by their subjects. Give the people just enough of what they want, and they'll leave you alone. That's something the King of Debrillion doesn't understand.
You think the Sith Emperor worries about pleasing his people? He's still in power.
Making people fear you is easy when you're a scary Sith. I don't have that luxury. I can make this work. It's all about negotiation, and I'm good at that. I'm just thinking out loud now. We should get back to business. The longer I spend here, the more it feels like home. I'm even starting to appreciate Corso. Must be coming down or something. Promise me you'll visit often when I'm Queen of Debrillion.
Aren't you afraid being friends with a common freighter captain will tarnish your reputation?
First, there's nothing common about you. Second, the whole point of being queen is that I get to do whatever I want. It'd be nice to sneak away with you for the occasional break. Go someplace dangerous. Steal something expensive. Mock the bad guys. When you think about it, being queen of a planet provides the perfect alibi. We should take advantage of that. Guess who found a potential accomplice in the Debrillion aristocracy? Feast your eyes on this hollow-embossed, genuine flimsoplast invitation. See that fancy Arabesh lettering? Hand-drawn, in ink, classy. Count Merritt Reneld requests the favor of your presence at a discreet location in the Galactic Senate Tower on Coruscant at a time of your choosing.
Does that invitation say why Baron Fancy Pants needs a face-to-face? Why can't he talk to you by holo?
Nobles are like gangsters. They won't crew with someone they've never met in person. Count Reneld is one of the most popular nobles on Debrillion. He's also secretly organizing a rebellion against the king. His invitation is addressed to Risha Drayan, royal heir to the Drayan dynasty. He's taking me very seriously.
I didn't think you were broadcasting your true identity.
I had no choice. Risha from Nar Shaddaa doesn't carry the same weight as Risha the future queen. I'm contacting him by holo to arrange our meeting. Wanted you here to help me get a read on him. Opening a channel. Whoa.
This is a tremendous moment, your royal heiress. I grew up hearing tales of the Drayan dynasty, the great battles your ancestors fought. I never believed I'd meet a member of that proud bloodline in person. You have my deepest sympathies for your family's exile.
We don't have all day. Stop sucking up and get to the point.
You must be the starship captain who recovered the crown of Debrillion. My world is in your debt.
The king wants that crown, and my head. He won't be happy if he finds out we're talking.
The man has lost all reason. He must be removed from power, but in a way that spares our world a bloody civil war. I believe the common people and aristocracy alike would embrace the Drayan dynasty heir, especially if she wears the crown of Debrillion.
Nothing is ever that easy. Skip to the part where our lives get complicated.
It will not be enough to dethrone the king. He must be replaced by someone that people view as one of their own. Right now, you are an outsider. The only way to change that is to marry someone from the existing aristocracy.
Get married? To who?
Well, the only available suitor is... Great stars, this is awkward. I am offering myself in marriage to you.
You sound a little nervous, Count. Is your heart really in this?
Forgive my hesitance. I only feared insulting the lady with my abruptness. The circumstances are far from ideal. I understand my proposal is abrupt, but I wished to make my intentions clear and not waste your valuable time. I certainly don't expect an immediate response. All I ask is that you consider this for the good of the Brilliant.
That'll be easier to do once we've met in person. I'm on my way to Coruscant. See you there, Count. Well, that wasn't awkward at all.
That was the worst blind date ever. You've known this guy all of 2 minutes and he proposes marriage? Crazy.
This isn't romance, it's just politics. Under the circumstances, I should probably take this meeting alone. Be back soon, Captain. Never talked to a complete stranger for that long before. Count Renald gives to charities, builds orphanages, creates wildlife preserves, and those are just his hobbies. You ever consider we've been wasting our lives?
I do everything for one reason: to get rich. It's straightforward, easy to remember, and works amazingly well most of the time.
Ah, the simple life. Anyway, I left the negotiations open. I told the Count I needed time to think about his proposal. That'll give me a chance to run a deep background check. If this guy is as good as he seems, he just might help me overthrow the king without getting married. Count Renald is a man of his word. He sends me daily updates about his rebellion's progress. Incredibly sweet, beautifully written updates. I knew taking Debrillion's throne would be a challenge, but this is getting complicated. Merritt's every bit the man he appears to be. Even the dirt I've dug up on him turned out clean.
It's Merritt now, huh? Sounds like you two are getting downright chummy.
He keeps insisting I not refer to him so formally. It's cute. Nothing about this guy triggers warning bells. When it comes to husbands, I could do a lot worse. I'll stop bothering you. I needed to talk, and you're the only person who understands me.
I'm always here if you need me.
I'm sure there's trouble somewhere with our name on it. What do you say we go take all its credits? I was prepared for almost anything if it meant becoming queen. Foiling assassination attempts, fighting wars, bunking on this ship for years. Just kidding. Marrying the Count was never part of the plan. Can I really do that?
I'm trying to think of what I wouldn't do to become rich and powerful. Nope, I got nothing.
I've seen how your eyes wander every time we land on a new planet. You might get married, but could you stay that way? Ugh, I hadn't even thought about producing heirs. Not that he wouldn't be a great father. This conversation's officially given me a headache. Let's go do something outrageous. Things on Debrilion have taken a turn. The King's put a death mark on Count Renald's head. When the citizens heard that, they rebelled. The King imposed martial law to stop the rioting. But that got the aristocracy riled up. The whole planet's going to war.
It's a lot easier to steal a throne when everyone's busy fighting.
Yes, that's worked out so well for Alderaan. Needless to say, the Count has his hands full just staying alive. But even with all that's happened, he still wants to marry me. I can't keep putting him off. Any advice how I should play this?
Is there a dowry if I give you away to him? Not that it would affect my recommendation.
Why am I not surprised the word dowry exists in your vocabulary? Oh, perfect. Time's up. That's him calling on the Hollow. All right, let's do this. Merritt, I'm glad you're safe. From what I hear, the fighting got worse after you escaped.
I cannot spare Debrilion from war, but perhaps we can still create a better future together. I realize forging a true relationship takes time, and our marriage won't be consummated for some time, but I am hopeful. My proposal stands, Derisha. Will you marry me?
Count, could you excuse us for a minute? The way I see it, this guy hasn't given you nearly enough gifts to tie you down forever. I say you lead him on for a while and see just how serious he is about you.
I wasn't gonna marry him anyway. I don't want to spend my honeymoon running for my life. Merritt, I feel like we're rushing into things. We should take our time, for the good of Debrillion.
You're absolutely right. Let us part as friends. Farewell, Risha. May the stars watch over you.
That ended better than I expected, except for that whole part with my world being at war.
Sometimes people have to fight. My advice is, don't get caught in the middle.
Isn't that exactly what you've spent your entire career doing? That's enough politics and relationship issues for one day. Let's go steal something expensive. I always feel better after a good caper. I've been getting reports on the war for Debrillion. It's dragging into a stalemate. Nobody has a clear advantage yet. I want to get more involved with the war effort, but my allies tell me the best thing I can be is a symbol.
What are you supposed to represent?
I don't know. Some nonsense about New Hope. The minute I open my mouth and start talking politics, I risk losing support. I can't afford that right now. Guess I'm stuck on the sidelines until it's over. At least I have company. I've been thinking about the future a lot lately, and I had a funny realization. Every scenario I see, you're in it. I've never let myself get close to anyone. Not even my friends from the old days. But you're more than a friend. You're the closest thing I have to family.
Does that make me part of your noble bloodline? Will I have to learn that crazy Debrillion accent?
Don't worry about it. My first edict as queen will be to teach everyone on the planet how to speak proper basic. I don't know what the future holds for us, but I promise to always be there. Not just for you, but everyone you care about. That's as mushy as I'm getting. Back to finding trouble.
You are not what I expected, Captain. I've seen you in battle. I know you can fight. But I've been killing Jedi and Republic troopers since my childhood, and you are nothing like them.
You mean a coward with no discipline and no greater loyalty than myself?
My father would have thought so. He would have seen no honor in fighting a woman who uses words and tricks to turn a battle. But I have seen your victories. I believe you are a worthy foe.
Was I just complimented or insulted?
It was meant as praise. A warrior can only challenge yourself against enemies of honor and courage. There is no honor in attacking those beneath you. A worthy foe is a gift. In defeating them, we hone ourselves to the best we can be and bring honor to the name Mandalorian. Or so I was taught. I did not expect our travels to linger so long, Captain. I kept thinking I would leave at the next port, but I appreciate the trust you have shown me. And more often than not, I admire your decisions. You can be far more ruthless than your reputation suggests.
There's something creepy and unnatural about you complimenting me.
I will remember to avoid that. Are there things you regret, Captain? It is not an emotion I was raised to feel. We act, and we face the consequences with courage. But it is far easier to discipline my body than my mind.
Why waste time worrying about the last galaxy-shattering mistake when a worse one's coming tomorrow?
There is no worse failure than abandoning my clan. I should have been with my clan when the Empire came for them. I'd left to join another clan, to follow a lover. At the moment they were betrayed, I knew nothing.
I never imagined you with a lover.
Am I not a woman grown? Do you think Mandalorians have no gift for the gentler arts? His name was Zadok Lone. When we learned the Empire had betrayed my clan, I told Zadok to rally his people to defend them. The cowards buried their ears. They would not come to the aid of a fellow clan. I left that day.
I thought that story would end with, so I tore them limb from limb and used their corpses as jet fuel.
Their cowardice did not kill my clan. Let them live with their guilt. It is the Empire that must pay. have a name.
A Kavi?
Not me. I know whose order Moff Tyrek signed. To execute my clan, it was sent by Imperial Major Stan Wu. I've heard of him. He is a liaison between the Empire and hired bounty hunters. I will kill him.
Yeah, I figured you weren't gonna stop with the scolding.
The Major is hiring the best bounty hunters on Nar Shaddaa. I will go there and present myself as one of them. Once I secure a meeting with Major Stan Wu, all that's left is to pull the trigger.
There's another step after that. Get the blazes off Nar Shaddaa before the Empire catches you.
This is not my first execution. I always leave myself an exit. If we do not see each other again, retursi a me.
You made it back alive. I assume the Imperial wasn't so lucky?
That sniveling worm was no more the architect of my clan's destruction than Moff Tyrek was. I left him alive, wallowing in his disgrace. Major Stan Wu ordered the execution because of lies told to him by another Mandalorian, Tayari Rook. The true crime rests with him.
That must have been one whopper of a lie to get your whole clan wiped out.
Rook presented Major Stan Wu with evidence that Clan Spar reneged on a contract. My people were hired to destroy transport ships full of young Jedi, but the Empire's target survived. If Clan Spar had accepted that contract, the Jedi would be dead. Rook framed us.
You already know what to do. Find this Rook and stick a blaster in his face.
I've already begun my hunt for Tayari Rook. I will settle his debt to Clan Spar. Why am I here, Captain? I've been clear about my reason for joining you, but I never understood what you want from me. Am I a hired gun, or is this something more?
Why else would I want you around?
Why did you assemble this crew? It is too momentous a decision to make on impulse. Do your loyalties truly lie with the Republic?
The Republic is a big, self-righteous pool of money, and I've got swimming privileges.
The Republic worships its own weakness. They waste their warriors defending those who cannot care for themselves. They call for loyalty to a government of strangers instead of a family and clan. You could do better. Tell me, Captain, how do you choose your path in life? What guides you?
Mostly, I follow the credits. And more is always better.
I thought only droids were ruled by numbers. I adhere to the Res Sonare, the core of what it means to be Mandalorian, a sacred law giving us direction and purpose. Education and armor, self-defense, our tribe, our language, our leader, all help us survive. We must educate our children as Mandalorians, obey the commands of Mandalore, speak Mandoa, and defend our clans.
Live however you want. Just don't tell me about it.
I assumed you were interested. I stand corrected. My travels with you have been worthwhile, Captain. Few Mandalorians experience Republic space as I have. Fewer still see the Jedi up close without having to kill them.
Don't hold back on my account. As long as nobody traces it back to this ship, kill whomever you like.
I have no reason to fight Jedi while in your company. If that changes, I appreciate your gesture of consent. Jedi are the most respected warriors in the galaxy. And yet, they have never truly defeated the Mandalorians. No matter how punishing our defeats by them, we always return. One day the Jedi will bow down before us. There is a method to your madness. When we met, I thought your fighting was driven by impulse, with no strategy or plan. But I began to see a pattern in the chaos.
You sound like you want to learn.
I have already made a study of you, Captain. I have thought of incorporating some of your tricks into my own repertoire. It would certainly earn me the edge of surprise should I be among Mandalorians again. I have learned more about the scum who betrayed my clan. Tiari Rook claims he has earned the title Mandalorian. But I heard nothing of him passing the trials of strength and courage required to join a clan.
Sell your services as a Mandalorian without the whole honor and loyalty thing. Why didn't I think of that?
Because any true Mandalorian would be honor-bound to kill you. I have called myself Mandalorian since I left my mother's side at age 3 to begin training. It is not easy to put that behind me.
It'd be easier if you stopped talking about it constantly.
You're right. I do not presume to question your choice of crewmates, but I am curious. Why allow yourself to be surrounded by the weak? Only the Wookiee displays any strength of character. He understands honor. The rest are petty criminals.
Petty criminals are easier to manage. When they start complaining, just throw some credits at them.
And what happens when they demand more than you're willing to pay? One thing a Mandalorian never has to question is a clanmate's honor. I could always count on the strength of my fellow warriors. I always sleep lightly aboard your ship. Tiari Rook claims to lead his own clan. He destroyed my clan with his slander and then dares to raise up his mishmash of slavers and pirates and call them Clan Rook. And no one has challenged them.
Maybe you can kill him twice.
Twice is a mercy. This isn't even the worst of it. The man I was with when my people fell, his clan lost all honor after I left. They joined Clan Rook. My old lover dishonors the name Mandalorian. That coward dies with the rest of Rook's filth.
First he turned his back on you. Then he joined up with the man who betrayed you. I say he deserves whatever he gets.
I've often wondered if you listened when I told you about my people. Now I know. Rook's clan is on Hutta, bowing and scraping for the cartel. The scum have no discipline. Destroying their camp will be easy. When I'm finished, it will be as if Clan Rook never existed. I leave for Hutta immediately.
You look, well, not exactly happy. Less angry than usual.
It's over. The filth who destroyed my clan and dishonored its name is dead.
Great. You can help deal with my enemies.
I welcome more worthy foes. Before he died, Rook confessed his crime. He destroyed my clan because the lie gained him a favorable contract with the Empire. He killed my people for profit, nothing more. The galaxy is no poorer without him.
Tell me you got something out of this besides revenge.
Rook was an even worse businessman than Mandalorian. His so-called clan lived in squalor. I could not have avenged my people without the resources and opportunities you've provided. I will repay that debt, Captain. For the first time in months, I've allowed myself to think about the future. Someday this war must end. What will you do when the Sith Empire rules the galaxy? Will you transfer your loyalties to them? What if your profession is outlawed?
Why all this sudden concern? Figuring out if you should jump ship?
Concern for my well-being doesn't exclude an interest in yours. The only constant in life is change. A warrior prepares for whatever comes. Your talent for survival is impressive, Captain. But luck has its limits. I have no clan, and the man who destroyed it is dead. Without clan or foe, I am no longer a Mandalorian. But I am still a warrior. And great ones don't allow old age to take them. To die in battle, dragging many foes into the void. That is a good ending. What do you think, Captain?
Last thing I want to do is get old and boring. Sign me up for the void.
Perhaps we will go there together. A warrior's end requires a worthy foe. We should keep fighting until we find ours. Tomorrow we die. Today someone else will. Ibatur Jotne Turashad Kiramor. I was wrong.
Context, please?
When I joined your crew, I told you I would never serve another's interests again. I could not trust anyone's purpose to suit my own. I was wrong. The longer I stay, the more loyalty I feel. There is nothing in my lifetime that could make me leave your side.
Have I said thank you yet? If not, just remind me, and I will, twice a day, like atmospheric suppositories. Most women aren't so forgive and forget. I, probably shouldn't keep reminding you not to trust me.
Believe me, it's not something I'll forget.
All right, you don't need to spell it out. By the way, can you tell that Corso guy to maybe see a doctor about his snoring? How does anyone sleep on this ship? Just, tell me if you need anything, Captain. I'll be on the comlink, trying to order some decent food. So, what was it like, Nocdrayan? I'd been asking Risha, but she gets all weird and prickly about it. She actually walked out when I said that it'd make a better story if you turned out to be Nocdrayan's long-lost daughter or something. Even Rogan was impressed when he heard you dug up the old man's treasures.
I don't like to brag, but... Oh, who am I kidding? I love to brag.
That's why everyone's heard of you, right? How does someone become the most famous spacer in the galaxy anyway? Did you always know this was what you wanted to do? I like to imagine your parents programmed janitorial droids, and this was your way out of the family business.
Can't ask for better, kid. Complete strangers give you credits to have the time of your life.
I wish my old Jedi Master could meet you. He'd have a harder time selling the whole deprivation is the key to happiness thing. I guess you've been wondering how someone like me ever ended up with the Jedi, huh?
I really don't think about you that much.
I was always kind of the odd one out in my family, and believe me, it was not a small family. When they kicked me out, I went to Nar Shaddaa and met a Jedi who said all the weird stuff that happens to me is a connection to the Force.
Don't sell yourself short. You do plenty of weird stuff all on your own.
And you know, that was an issue. The Jedi are all about recruiting kids too young to know better, so there it was. Me and all these serene little kids. You've never known real rage until you've been lectured on controlling your emotions by a 4-year-old in a robe.
Avoid sanctimonious Jedi brats. Noted.
The kids were prigs, but at least they didn't pity me. The way my master used to look at me. I couldn't spend my life being the Jedi-class clown, you know. It was obvious I wasn't going to master the Force. Never even figured out how to work my dead master's lightsaber. So, have I been looking any more convincing with the lightsaber? I mean, it's about as much use to me in a fight as a glow-in-the-dark belt buckle. But I figure if I wave it around, maybe it'll scare people off.
I haven't noticed anyone running in fear at the sight of you. No.
Well, you've got to admit, the people who attack us aren't generally very concerned about, well, living. This was the only lightsaber we had, you know, in the whole Enclave. I wasn't in the Jedi Academy proper. Never made it that far. My master ran a recruitment center on Nar Shaddaa. I don't think he had the guts to actually bring me out in public.
Doesn't sound like much of a life.
It was a step up from prison. I need you to teach me to fight dirty. You'd think I'd be good at that, you know, but when it gets beyond cowering in doorways, I'm pretty much all point and shoot. Show me how you work your magic.
I usually aim below the belt.
I hear that works really well on humans. They should make every Jedi kid spend time in a war zone. When you see what real Sith are like, it makes my blood run cold. And don't make any fish jokes there. I'm serious. It makes you see why the Jedi make such a big deal about not giving in to the dark side.
I can't imagine you as a Sith.
That's what I thought. You have to be a scheming, sadistic puppet master, right? But Master Lauren was right. The road to the dark side starts with things we all feel. Jealousy, greed. They're all the seeds of it. I'd rather spend the rest of my life meditating on a cold rock than turn into that. You know, you're the kind of gal you know when she's mad, and you know when you've made her laugh. Master Lauren was just ice. You had no idea if he even knew you were in the room.
Are you still moping about your old Jedi stuff?
Oh, sorry. Should I be dancing to hear the first guy who thought I was worth spit is locked up on some Sith prison ship? I'll go work on the choreography. Captain, I just want to say thank you. I could never have imagined you would put up with me for this long. When I first came on board with you, I thought it was going to be a few weeks at most before you left me on some isolated moon.
Never say never.
I know you better than that. Tough facade, but underneath, you're all heart. I've never been anywhere that I got the kind of trust and respect I have from you and the rest of the crew. You're like my family. I just know we'll all be together forever.
Why's that? Let me guess. He never intended to keep his promise. I've met some Trandoshans. You could make a nice pair of gloves from one. That sounds a lot less immature and Shiriwook. Wookiees are warriors. You shouldn't give that up for anyone. If you're not foaming at the mouth, you're not fighting hard enough. I don't know, you were doing pretty well with the rage thing. You work for me. That's all.
You think about it at all? That craziness back on Tatooine? What makes a person desperate enough to start seeing his fellow men as meat?
First time we run out of spice loaf, I'm eating Gus.
Captain, that's horrible. You're gonna share, right? Anyway, I heard from Jettison. He's recovering. He went back to Ord. He's looking for a job handling HoloNet security for the governor. Glad to know he's okay, you know? One thing to point at and say, we did some good here.
Yeah, those were people you could feel downright cheerful about killing.
When I was growing up, you know, good was good and bad was bad. Now, it's all these shades of gray, and even those aren't always true. You ever think about getting away from all this, Captain? The war, the Hutts, all of it? Ord's at peace now. It'd be a simpler life.
If that's what you really wanted, you'd stop moaning and just do it.
That's a good point, Captain. After everything we've done, guess I'm just feeling like hiding my head in the sand. Beatty always had something to say about that. Gets you shot in the end. Better to face it head on. I hope I've been some help to you, Captain. Because you've sure taught me a lot. I mean, I'd done some fighting, but you taught me to go for the jugular. No mercy. That's what wins it.
I got no idea what I'm doing. I'm just making it up.
Then you think better on your feet than anyone I've met, Captain. I put my life in your hands every day. Captain, no good way to say this without sounding like bragging. Got a comm call from Ord Mantell, governor's office. They've been keeping tabs on what we're doing, and... Captain, they're calling me a Republic hero. Ord Mantell's most storied native son.
You are a hero, Corso. I'm glad someone's acknowledging it.
It's not like they're building a statue or anything. Actually, they're asking for our help. Turns out the Separatists were backed by the Empire. They wanted to destabilize the government. When they were defeated, the Empire attacked outright. Ord drove them off, but they left behind some kind of EMP pulsar.
I don't remember a lack of explosives on Ord Mantell. Blow it up.
Apparently the thing is in orbit somewhere. They haven't been able to get a lock on the signal. But it's affected every droid, comlink, and terminal on the planet. Complete economic shutdown.
Is this a job, or do they think they can get me just by saying something nice about you?
I can probably swing a payment if that's what you're asking. They say it's been months and they're just realizing the extent of the damage. The Empire used the same thing on Balmorra. The Empire's got disarm codes stored there, but Ord has no troops with the gear or training to go after them.
Do we know where on Balmorra?
The codes were stored in a cave with a bunch of other Imperial weapons. Should be a quick snatch and grab, as far as should takes us.